Welcome back to another Austin Underground. It's a show about all things music.
We're your hosts. I'm Leslie.
And I'm Mia. Thanks for tuning in. We have a fantastic show for you.
Tonight we'll be giving you some music news, breaking down what's happening with Megan Thee Stallion,
debating over the Beatles and the Beach Boys, playing a game of musical hairs, and ending with another AU court.
But first, let's roll the intro.
You're watching Austin Underground.
You're watching Austin Underground.
You're watching Austin Underground.
You're watching Austin Underground.
And you're watching Austin Underground.
You're watching Austin Underground.
And you're watching Austin Underground.
Now let's get into some music news.
Whether you like it or not, this past weekend was the 66th Annual Grammy Awards. So here are some of the year's winners for the biggest music awards.
Record of the Year went to Miley Cyrus for her song Flowers.
Album of the Year went to Taylor Swift for her album Midnights.
Song of the Year went to Billie Eilish for What Was I Made For.
Best New Artist went to Victoria Monet.
Producer of the Year went to Jack Antonoff.
Now, here at Austin Underground, we believe music is a subjective art that can only be judged by the ear of the listener. We believe that opposing opinions make the industry better and pushes people to hear things in a way they have not heard before. Nonetheless, congratulations to this year's winners.
Including Killer Mike, who won the awards for Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, and Best Rap Album, but was then arrested immediately after. A video was posted by The Hollywood Reporter of the rapper in handcuffs being led through the arena. Authorities say it was after a physical altercation that took place outside of Los Angeles Arena. He was released the night of his arrest. But I guess that means even 3 Grammys doesn't put you above the law.
In other news, supergroup Boy Genius, who came home with 3 Grammys this weekend, announced they're going on an indefinite hiatus. The artists made this inevitable announcement at one of their private shows in LA this past weekend. The group is made up of Phoebe Bridgers, Julian Baker, and Lucy Dacus, who each have their own solo careers to return to. Yet, together they had an incredible year of creating music and getting well-deserved attention.
Finally, we like to recognize the iconic bassist Aston family man Barrett, who recently passed away at the age of 77. He was one part of the legendary reggae band Bob Marley and the Wailers, a band that was pivotal in the growth and popularity of the genre. Barrett joined Bob Marley's band in 1974 and was a key feature in many songs like I Shot the Sheriff, Get Up, Stand Up, Could You Be Love, and so many more. Rest in peace, family man.
There's some great new music coming out this week from people like Usher, Brittany Howard, Declan McKenna, and Sarah Larson.
Native House tonight, Megan Thee Stallion seems to always be in the news. There's just always something going on. Sometimes it's for her music, usually it's not. Seems like some music just can't seem to catch a break, ever. Here to talk about what the heck is going on is Liv, Michelle, and Molly.
Hey guys, it's the Megan fans, aka the hotties of AU, here to talk about the real queen of rap, Meg Thee Stallion. I'm Liv.
I'm Molly.
And I'm Michelle. Hi everybody.
Hello.
So we're just going to go through some of our favorite Megan moments. To start off, we're going to talk about our favorite lyric.
Ooh.
Does anyone want to go first?
Do you want to?
Okay, my favorite lyric so far is a blank like me, yeah, I know my worth. I just love this lyric because when I think of Megan Thee Stallion, I think of confidence and like she gives me confidence. So that's my favorite lyric.
That's a good one. What about you?
Mine is from THOTSHIT, and it says, acting like you're winning if you think about it actually. Are they supporting you or really just attacking me? I don't give a beep about a blog trying to bash me. I'm the beep per the Recording Academy. And I just love the way she says, per the Recording Academy.
Very nice. And personally, I think my favorite line is because it just really like encapsulates her poetry and her way with words. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah,
Very
I
good, yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Our next thing is our favorite performances.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to go first this time?
Sure.
Okay.
Mine is probably the Body Savage remix that she performed at the 63rd Grammys, where it's all like,
Oh, is that
like
the
vintage,
Chicago a little
Yes.
bit? Yeah.
It's very like, I don't know, there's just a lot going on, a bunch of dancing, a bunch of production design. Her outfit is gorgeous, and it really showcases how much of a dancer she is.
She's like dancing for like the entire time, and it's like
And she's an amazing dancer.
She
And the
is.
remix, it like they flow together well. I just love that performance. And I remember it happening and me being like, like this is when I was first becoming a hottie.
I'll go. So this isn't necessarily a performance, but it is a music video that I had to mention. It's like genuinely like a baby sensory video for me. Like if I just need to watch something, I'm going to be watching the music video Plan B. She's in all black and the camera is just moving to the left of her, to the right of her, and she's just performing, and
It's very fluid. Like the camera
very-
moves, it makes it look
It's
like
like
she's like
bang.
in the water.
bang. It's like,
Yeah.
It makes it look like it's all like one long shot. And, it's
and I
really
just
cool.
I watch it with my mouth dropped open.
It's a great video.
That's good. My favorite performance is similar to yours, Liv. My favorite performance is when she went on the Beyonce Renaissance tour and she performed Savage.
Yeah.
Megan came out and she surprised the whole crowd. And honestly, if I was on stage with Beyonce, I would have the same reaction she did. She was screaming like, Beyonce, I love you! Like, I would be the same. And I just loved Megan for that because she was really showing us her true colors, and it was a
Yes.
super good performance.
That was so sweet. I remember like seeing that, being like, oh, this is just so like, I love how she shows her personality so much. Like in her videos she makes on Instagram where she like talks super fast, and she's like,
Her workout
what's up,
routine.
honey, today?
Yes.
I woke up, I'm taking a shower, and then like she just goes through it, and like I just love her personality. She's so vibrant, so fun.
And it's awesome to see the H girls, you know,
the H-Town hotties.
the H-Town hotties performing
Yes.
together.
So true. This next one is fave album. Should
Okay.
we all say it at once?
I
We
think
apparently
we
have the
should.
same one.
I just don't. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
3, 1. Something for the hotties. That's a very
Yes.
good one. I'm gonna be honest. I listen to Meg a lot, but it's always when Liv is like just playing it in the car, so I never know like what song is on what album. But I am able to see like the little picture. I'm like, Liv, which one was the red one? And she was like, it's Something for the Hotties. So it's definitely a favorite in the car when we're driving.
What
No,
do you love about it?
It's the same way. I'm listening to it in the car, and my mom will be
Yes.
listening to it as well. But
Oh my
I really
God.
love this one because if I'm walking to class or if I am having a little get together, that album I'm going to put on because she's got all the
Fully.
jams. It makes everyone want to dance. It's just amazing.
Yeah, that one I feel like it's the most like upbeat, and it has like some of the best beats, some of the best lyrics. Like that one is just so fun. And the way it wasn't even like a full album release, like a full album cycle, it was just like Something for the Hotties, and it's like her best album in my opinion. I'm like, she just never misses. Like
Truly,
yeah.
truly.
And the album cover was
yes,
just, it's
Eh.
beautiful. Yes.
Fully.
it is so good. Okay, our favorite Megan song.
Favorite song. Do you want to go?
Sure. My favorite song is Sweetest Pie featuring Dua Lipa.
Nice.
This song was my Spotify, like the first song I played the whole year. It showed up. I
Whoa.
don't know the exact words, but I was just like a mega fan for that song.
Wow, that is awesome. My song is Warning. I really like doing like the background singer boy. Like when we're in the car, I'm like warning, 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 and then this one just goes like da 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 da. You know.
It's very catchy.
I like it,
Mine
yeah.
is the next one, or it's right before. It's Kitty Cat.
Ooh.
Both Something for the Hottie songs. I just think it's so fun. It's so upbeat. It's got like this like video game like da 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 like in the background, and obviously Meg loves like video games and stuff. I just think it's so fun.
Nice.
Okay, last but not least, our favorite Megan makeup look. We're gonna scoot over so everyone can see.
Yes. Ooh, okay. Special effects.
Okay. I can go first. My fave. Well, okay. I have two faves. One is this beautiful blue look that she wore to the 2023 CMT Music Awards. It's like this blue dress with like a white I don't know, it's like a weird little shape on the side, but her hair looks beautiful, her dress looks beautiful. I just love it. And then the next one is this purple dress where it's like a mermaid shape and she looks like a mermaid. It's at the Mean Girls premiere.
Because she is the true Regina George.
Yes.
She is.
She just looks amazing.
My favorite is from the 2020 Apple Music Awards. She is in a gold outfit with this huge gold star behind her holding this plaque that says like Apple Music. And I just think it's like the best thing ever. She's wearing a cowboy hat. She's really showing her Houston side. And I just think it's the most beautiful photo ever.
And I was going to say that my favorite outfit is all of them, but I'm going to mention a makeup look because there was this Instagram post that she did where she had like this blue lipstick and it was like cool and wintry. And when we saw it, this one like screamed. And so I was like, perfect. I know what to get you for your birthday. So I just got the lip liner and the lip gloss. And now you're
I wear it all the time. I feel like Meg.
this H-Town hottie.
And she had matching nails too, blueberry nails at that look. It was beautiful.
Oh,
Okay.
they're there.
So yeah, that's my favorite makeup look. I just love when she wears blue and she looked like an ice queen. She stuns a new selfie. And I think that's all of our favorite Meg moments. Megan, we support you. We love you. You are our number one girl.
Come to Austin Underground.
Please, or just come to Austin and we'll go to the performance. But
Having a tour this summer.
do you want to add on 3 and then
Yes.
go back to the host?
Yeah.
All right, back to the host.
Don't move because after this break, we'll be debating between arguably the best 2 boy bands of all time and then looking at pictures of facial hair. You won't want to miss this.
Hey Leslie, which do you think is a better song? Let It Be by the Beatles or Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys?
Oh, obviously, Let It Be. Duh. That was kind of a no-brainer.
Oh,
What do you mean, oh?
nothing. It's just not really a no-brainer. I mean, Brian Wilson was a musical genius, and you know the Beatles took so much of their inspiration from the Beach Boys. I think Good Vibrations is objectively the better song.
Oh, I didn't realize you thought that. Should we just go to the next panel?
Yeah, I guess so. To talk about what they think are Zeta, Sebastian, Mia, Samaya, and Belle.
Hey.
Hello, we are the Beatles, and we
I'm like a mix between both, kind of. We are the Beach Boys.
yes, and and we will be.
They have an album.
Well, they love surfing, that's for sure. Like, if you can say one thing about the
Certainly
Beach
their
Boys,
fans did.
like certainly they're surfers.
Well, because they're American, so.
Yes.
Here we got British over here.
Yeah, actually the accents just kind of. Like today we left them at home, so.
So let's get into it.
Okay, so we're the Beatles and we're gonna fight the Beach Boys. So
We got that.
so I guess like, okay, so the genius of Beach Boys is Brian Wilson, even though he hates being called a genius, and the genius of the Beatles is Paul and John. So who is more like, okay, if you're gonna rank John, Paul, and Brian, like who's more goated?
That's the question.
Like,
I mean, with the Beatles, there's just too many cooks in the kitchen, you know? Like, Brian, he knows, he has this vision, he has this goal, he knows what he's doing. Like, John and Paul, they always had, like, beef. They were always, like, arguing, what is the Beatles? Like, should this be our sound? Should this be our sound? And I think it really, like, comes across in their later albums, you know? But, like, the Beach Boys, even, like, when they didn't have a consistent sound, they had a really consistent vision. And I just think it's like, whoa.
And I think that's evident in their legacy because they were really the first artists to popularize using the recording studio as a musical instrument. And without that, we wouldn't have movements like hip hop or shoegaze. And another thing to note is that they were both equally adept at surf rock and psychedelic rock, which is really cool. You can see that in albums like Surfin' USA and Pet Sounds, Smiley Smiles. Even Paul McCartney himself took inspiration from hit tracks like God Only Knows and Good Vibrations.
No, and and I certainly hate. I certainly hate to put down a beautiful woman like the Beach Boys, but like, why must we pit these two?
Why do we pit these beautiful women against each other?
I like what you said though, like that, like the recording studio that the Beach Boys utilized it a lot. Like they were really one of the first bands to do so, but the Beatles, you could say like they took inspiration from the Beach Boys like that, but they really perfected it. Like the Beach Boys, like they
They
started,
took the formula,
yes,
but they cooked it their own.
Yeah, exactly. So they were cooking.
I feel like, but when you think about the fact that the Beatles like had such like a control over America music, that's like undeniable. But the Beach Boys, like, they fought back. Like Brian Wilson did not give up, and I don't know, like that type of persistence. I mean, he literally lost his mind because he was like, I gotta beat the Beatles.
He hated how goated he was. Like everybody would. He hated being called a genius. Like it literally threw him in a manic spiral. Like everybody just kept calling him a genius. Like imagine being so goated. You're like, please, like I don't.
Leave me alone.
But yeah, like I think the Beatles also have like better, more like amazing albums than the Beach Boys have. Like the Beach Boys, like you said, they have Surfing USA, Pet Sounds, and Smile. But the Beatles have like 5 or 6 like all-time classics. Like, you know.
I mean, you can argue that, but I feel like the Beach Boys are an American institution, and we should look at them through their cultural legacy as well, because they popularized the California sound. And I don't know, when I listen to a Beach Boys track, I'm like, damn, I'm going to a drive-in movie theater right now. I'm about to go.
Proud to be an American.
Yeah.
Literally USA.
If you hate the Beach Boys, you hate
USA.
America. And freedom.
And here's the thing, though, because like the Beatles, like they're from England, obviously. They're from UK.
All right, you got us. All right, you got us there.
I mean, like. It affects their sound because it's like you can tell that they've never known true sunlight. You can tell, like you
really
can tell, like they're like the song Imagine. Imagine if there's sunlight. That's John Lennon, but
no. You got them there. You literally got them there. Like
imagine that.
What if we just shook hands?
Well, sure. I love both the Beatles and the Beach Boys. I would just have to say if one was more goated, I'd say we're more goated than you guys.
I highly disagree.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Also, like
God
I think
bless the USA.
I think the Beatles took a few more experiments than the Beatles. I mean, sorry, than the Beach Boys. And they really took that sound to like the masses. Like, it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, weird songs like Tomorrow Never Knows or Revolution 9, just, like, literally, like, #1, like, albums, like, in the world. And, like, you know, it's pretty, you know.
I mean, Good Vibrations was one of the first big pop songs. And not only that, it also subverts, like, the typical structure for a pop song. It was, at the time, it was the most expensive song recorded. And they used crazy instruments like the electro theremin. I don't know.
Okay, here we got facts.
I just love the risks that they take with their music. Brian Wilson, obviously, we've established, is a genius who hated being called a genius. And I don't know. I think they can go band for band.
Plus, the Beatles didn't know theory, so that's why they experimented so much. Wait, who said that?
I didn't even hear what you said.
No, I'm sorry, guys.
All right, well.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. Back to the host.
There comes a point in every musician's life where they must choose to beard or not to beard, to mustache or not to mustache. A musician's facial hair can make or break their whole career. Remember that one guy who had that crazy beard? and then shaved it all off because of a bet? Exactly. Here to discuss the beards and mustaches of the industry are Sebastian, Justin, Ryan, and Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I have a beard.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I don't have a beard.
I'm Sebastian, and I also do not have a beard.
My name is Justin. I have a luscious beard.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome.
Okay. So today we're going to be going through pictures of famous musicians that have facial hair. We're going to describe the impact that they had on their music and just kind of what we think about facial hair because, you know, we're going to have a really mixed, I don't know,
Yeah, I mean,
some of us have beards, some of us
And we got
Anyways,
equal representation here, I
yeah,
feel like.
yeah. So anyways, without further ado, musical hairs. All right, so I'm going to show it to them and then I'll show it to you guys
Musical
first.
hairs.
So first we have Freddie Mercury, which is
Okay.
his nice mustache.
He's got an amazing mustache, all things considered.
Realistically, can you guys imagine him without a mustache?
I don't think that he is
I don't-
as famous or successful without a mustache.
Because there are pictures out there with him without the mustache.
You're right.
But when you
You're
think of
right.
Freddie
You're
Mercury,
right.
you think about him with the mustache. Of course, like at Live Aid, you know.
Yeah.
That mustache low-key saved him.
I think that it didn't quite, but
Okay.
I think that his look at Live Aid is one of the most iconic facial hair performances that we've ever seen.
And I mean, there's no other facial hair except that mustache. Like, he didn't need a beard or any other
It
like, cheek hair.
carries.
Why is he also low-key? He's a good-looking dude, bro. And the mustache pulls it all together. I can't even lie.
It's a full mustache.
Yeah, it's a
you
great.
know?
Yeah, see, exactly. See, the mustache.
That's so demented.
The mustache, it carries. Look.
Okay, yeah. So this
That's
is a picture of him
so-
without the
that's so
mustache.
demented.
Yeah,
There's a
I
big
mean,
difference. I don't
he
know
kinda
if
looks
y'all
like-
He looks like a
see
different
this
But he's
way.
still like, I'm not gonna hate on him. Like he's a lovely person.
All right, let's go to the next
yeah,
one.
let's
So
do
another mustache group is
Mustaches.
the Beatles. Let's bring it back to them.
Arguably the best band facial hair as an average of all of the members.
I agree. Like if you were going by a mustache per member.
Per capita, yeah.
Per pound.
We're creating a new
MPC.
measurement.
Okay, but who has the better facial hair out of here? I think it's between John and George because George just goes like this.
I will say.
But John has a bushy.
There's another picture of John in here later
Yeah.
that I like him better at.
Oh,
I think George
At
usually
this
has
point,
He's
the
got the like handlebars. Like he looks.
handlebars really good.
He looks
Yeah.
pretty snappy there. I can't even lie.
But I think it's really the Beatles are really interesting too because throughout their different ages and their eras, like they flipped through a lot of different like
facial hair.
hairstyles, facial hair.
Yeah.
But they always seem
Yeah.
to make it work, of course, because they were the Beatles. What they did went, you know. But I really like that they embrace, you know,
No,
the facial hair. That it kind of made them like here they're like half men, half babies, you know.
And they're all mustachioed too. Like it's all consistent. Like no beards. Like all mustachioed. Like they all like sat down and were like,
Yeah.
it's mustache time.
Yeah, I chose this picture just because they were all together. And
Aw.
yeah, it's a nice mustaches. All right, let's go to the next one.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so-
love
So just another
the
mustache.
John Oates mustache.
John Oates.
Oh, this is John
Yeah,
Oates.
go ahead,
I didn't
Justin.
recognize
I think that the John Oates mustache is one of my favorites ever. It's the perfect amount of bushy. It is very well contained. It is classic and classy at the same time. And his piercing eyes really just add to it.
Okay.
He's just beautiful, is what you're saying.
I think that John Oates is beautiful.
I really don't think there's much else to say. I really like it. I think it's another
It's a
full
beautiful mustache.
little
It's kinda like
caterpillar, you
Freddie
know, one
Mercury.
day it's gonna become a
Yeah.
butterfly and fly off, you know.
You know what? It's a great mustache, I'll say. An amazing mustache, even.
Yeah, yeah. Enough
Pretty
said.
good, pretty
Okay.
good.
All right, next we're moving on.
Drake cosplaying as his cosplaying as his beard.
Drake.
So, Drake.
He has he has dope facial hair. I'll say here.
I think, yeah.
I'm sorry of hiding my
Barber,
true.
Crazy take.
I like to know who Drake's barber is.
He has cool facial hair.
It's just very well rounded with
Yeah,
the rest
like-
of his hair.
I mean, he
Exactly.
looks like he
It's-
grooms daily.
It's thick.
yeah.
Like
It's symmetrical. too.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
I feel like if you take his hair and his beard and just flip it, you know, it'll like kind of look the same.
no.
He has like he follows the
hilarious.
golden standard
the golden standard.
Yeah.
the golden standard.
of ancient Greece.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
The,
but
the
I-
golden
I
ratio,
agree.
the Vitruvian man.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
who Drake
Is
is
Drake
today.
the Vitruvian man?
And it matches his music. You know, like his music, like kind of like
What?
classy
Vitruvian
type. Like you know, like
Very classy.
Vitruvian
At a dinner
music.
party.
yeah, like a dinner party. You know what I'm saying? So, it's very
enough.
nice beard.
Fair enough.
Cool. Okay, next we have. Oh, were you gonna say something, Ryan?
No.
Okay. So now we have Rick
Yo.
Ross. Shout
I
out to all the
really
parents.
like-
Mama told me that Rick Ross had a fine beard.
He has an amazing beard.
And so I just agree with her.
Okay.
It's kind of like Drake's beard, but a little longer.
Yeah, I kind of like that it's more down here.
I agree. It's fire.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one.
Oh,
Alright,
I
so
love
now we have
this.
Dave Grohl.
I love
This is
the
an
rock star. He's the rock star. I mean, he has the hair, the long hair.
I think that this is the 2000s facial hair look. He's got the mustache and the beard. It's a little bit
Yeah.
unkempt, but it really adds to his personality, to the rock star style, and he defined the early 2000s
the
with this
grunge,
look.
yeah.
You know what? And this is some good facial hair because if you remove the beard and you let the mustache, it would still be a fire look.
True.
Like, just look at it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Both
So-
could stand alone.
I mean, young Dave
Exactly.
Grohl and Nirvana look so
Dude.
different. So different.
Yeah. He look like a nerd.
Yeah, okay. Post Malone, another like kind of unkept look, you know.
You know what? This is the first
That's his
beard
brand.
where
This
I'm gonna have to
one's
say,
It's okay.
this one's
you
all
know,
right.
It's okay.
we've seen better facial hair. You know, next is what I'm gonna
next.
say.
Okay,
Dude.
Rick Rubin.
Okay.
Save the best for last.
Rick Rubin.
Pretty crazy.
This is an insane beard.
I mean, nothing needs to be said about that beard. It speaks for itself.
Dude, and look at him. Like, he knows the beard is doing all the talking.
Like I feel like your beard kind of defines your personality, and like Post Malone and Rick Rubin are like pretty crazy bad
Yeah.
scientist type guys.
Like,
Yeah.
that's his
Okay,
character.
there's a few more. John Lennon. This is one that
this
I was
is really
talking about.
cool.
Beautiful.
This is a big
Just
bushy
a ton
beard.
of hair, man.
He looks
just
like a wizard.
Like a homeless guy, but he's killing
He
it.
looks like the statue of a Greek hero.
And then we have we got Prince.
Oh,
Dude, this-
man.
that's very nice.
And the
low tier,
jawline.
you know, nothing.
That's
He's
just
very
so
well
well
kept.
Or not low tier, but like you know.
Hey.
And then Bad Bunny's kind of like the same thing, like kind of.
Yeah, that,
We've seen it
it's well
before.
kept, though, but
But-
not like Freddie Mercury.
It's very well
Anyways,
kept.
This
But-
was the facial hair of the music industry, otherwise known as musical hairs. Thank
Let us
you.
know in the comments which one's your favorite musical hair.
And if there's any that we missed. So
Exactly.
let's get back to the hosts.
Go ahead and grab your LSAT prep book and your popcorn because after this break, we'll be taking AU back to night court. This year, Nickelodeon star turned global superstar Ariana Grande is releasing her 7th studio album, but not without a little bit of publicity to get people excited. And oh boy, there's a lot to discuss, so let's get straight into it. Without further ado, here's AU Night Court, Ariana Grande edition featuring Michelle and Vince with jurors Emerson, Leslie, and Natalie with a special guest, Judge Justin.
Welcome, everybody, to Austin Underground Night Court. This time, an exciting discussion on the morality of Ariana Grande's newest single, Yes and. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it. As per custom rules, our prosecutor will have the first opening statement. Michelle.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, jury, Justin, Vince. I thank you all for being here tonight so we can discuss this very important matter. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? So, Ariana Grande, don't get me wrong, I love her. Her music is great, her perfume line is cool, and the new song, Yes and, is good. However, I could see it being replayed over and over in an H&M dressing room. Elsewhere. To add, Ariana Grande's life was going so well. She had just been casted as Glinda in the upcoming movie Wicked, and on the set of Wicked, she met Ethan Slater. Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande had so much in common. They each knew the entertainment business, they each were singers, and they both had loving spouses. Or so we thought. Because that wasn't enough for them. Ethan and Ariana Grande both did wrong. It's not just Ariana here, let's get that straight. It's just the song that she put out is what is wrong in this situation. So, Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande unfortunately had an affair. Ariana Grande had been in a 3-year relationship with her husband, David Gomez. And Ethan Slater was with his high school sweetheart of 10 years, Lily. And they just had their first child. So, unfortunately, a lot went down and I can't wait to talk about it. So, we can move on.
I think that was a very powerful opening statement, so let's send it over to the defense. Vince, you have the floor.
Your Honor, members of the jury, opposing counsel, may it please the court. You know, we can't all be the Virgin Mary. Sometimes we're Mary Magdalene. Who are we without our sins? That's what I want to ask you, members of the jury. In July 2023, Ariana Grande, younger sister to philanthropist and socialite Frankie, and Ethan Slater, Broadway's favorite SpongeBob, publicly confirmed their relationship. The tabloids took to the story like moths to a flame. The circumstances around the two's relationship is, yes, unfortunate. Two couples ended, and after the fact, a new one formed. Yes, and what do us really have to say about it? Who are we to throw stones from glass houses? On the song, some might call it tasteless, some even tacky, perhaps, but who... What would anyone prefer, is the question I have for you. Would you rather have, yes, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart? People would call her insincere no matter what approach she chose, and Ariana has been around the block long enough to know this. Now, yes, and is an unapologetic ballad. There's that little line about boys putting on makeup, so it's not just about her, it's not just selfish, she's actually being quite selfless with this song. Let's talk about it. And what matters is what is done, and they're moving on responsibly. Slater is doing the best to become co-parents to his child, and frankly, it's no one's business. All I have, the only proof that we can find to back up that they were dating long before this relationship with their ex-spouses even ended, is a load of hearsay. So, let's spend less time discussing the ethics of their relationship on Twitter, and more time popping that cat in the club to yes and.
Thank you very much. And with our opening statements being finished, I now have a question for both the defense and the prosecution. Michelle, I will start with you. What do you think was Ariana Grande's worst thing that she did in the song Yes and why does that make her irredeemable in this case?
I thank you for asking that question because it brings me to my next point. In Ariana Grande's song Yes and, the song at the very end, she goes on a little rant and she says the words, "Why do you care who's so much, who's blank? I ride." Why? The audacity that Ariana had, of course she's confirming the rumors that yes, she is with Ethan Slater and she did take Lily's man. However, she is confirming that she is a homewrecker. She took the husband and the father of a 7-month-old baby and a 10-year relationship, Lily. I think it doesn't do her justice to put that into words because what reputation is she giving herself? Does she want to be known as a homewrecker? Because honestly, I don't think a lot of women want to be. I think a lot of women would want to stand up and be girls and support one another and know that what's theirs is theirs and what yours is yours. So the fact that Ariana Grande had the guts to say that, oh yeah, I did that, I took his man, does that give you any pride? Does that make you feel better? Because it doesn't make you look better. It just makes all those rumors and all those articles true. And all those things that your fans and his fans and everyone else had to say about you just be true in general. Why would you want that for yourself? But it's okay, it's Ariana's choice. And her choice of actions is what brought us here today, and so I conclude my statement.
Thank you, Michelle. And then posing a similar question to Vince, what is the most valid point that Ariana Grande had in her most recent single, and why does that make her redeemable?
I think it's actually the very point that my opposing counsel just brought up. Who does care whose blank she rides? It's none of our business. It's fun. First, that isn't an admission that she's a homewrecker whatsoever. Nowhere in that does she say, who cares if I ride a married person's blank. The language of that was a little bit tricky, let me be honest with you members of the jury. But we have no proof that they were doing anything when they were together that isn't just a source confirms or a source claims or certain people have an idea that X happened. We have no concrete proof that she actually homewrecked. You know, what was the alternative? Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande were just going to pine at each other within their respective relationships and just let the other person in their respective relationships just not know that they were in love with someone else the entire time? Is that even honest? That's a lie. They would have had to lie to their partners to keep this all under wraps. Clearly they're in love. Clearly that this was the best choice for them, was to step out of their previous relationships and be with each other. The kid's 7 months old. She's not going to remember any of this. I say let's live and let it be.
Thank you, Vince. I appreciate that. And now we're going to get into a more conversation-style format where you guys are going to cross-question each other. The first question will go to Vince.
Okay. So, I just want to know, Counselor Michelle, what evidence do you have to confirm that Ariana Grande is as you would put it, a homewrecker, beyond just X claims Y happened?
Thank you so much for asking that. So, let's get into it. Basically, Lily actually spoke out herself, and she told different sources and she told different news articles what to say because she wanted her truth to be put out as well. Why do we have to hear all about Ariana's point of view and Ethan's point of view, but we can't hear about David and Lily's? Lily had stated that she felt like Ariana was taking Ethan away from his family. And let me just point out that yes, he's 7 months old, but think about it this way. This couple has been together for 10 years, high school sweethearts and more. She's been with him through his ups and his downs and his whole career. So, 10 years. But now this first year of them having a baby would have meant that this year would have been their first Christmas and any holiday together. Instead, he was off with Ariana. Not saying that's Ariana's fault. That's all Ethan. But that just proves that what Lily said, that she felt that he was taking her away from his family. And she sort of is. I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's not all of Ariana's fault. It's just Ethan as well. But what Lily spoke out, what other sources said, and there was some photos from their set of Wicked where people did confirm that, yes, these two people did go into each other's trailers, and God knows what happened. But I rest my case.
And we have time for one more short question if you would like to add another.
I'm good.
All right. And Michelle, if you have any questions for the defense, now would be the time to ask.
Vince.
Okay.
In Thank You Next, Ariana states, "One taught me love, one taught me patience, and one taught me pain." So Vince, I'm asking you, do you think that Ethan or any of Ariana's future boyfriends will ever teach her loyalty?
Hey, I say the wind blows where it does, okay? Ariana's going with what she's feeling at the time, and can we really fault her for that? People aren't rocks. We don't stay in our places for years on end. We're constantly changing, we're constantly evolving. I think Ariana just might be a little bit more, I don't know, more of a fair weather person than others.
If you have any more questions, now would be the time.
Okay. If you haven't watched Vince and I's Daisy Jones and the Six video, I would go watch it, okay?
Plug.
So you can understand what this means.
Plugging it.
You and I are huge fans of Daisy Jones and the Six, and
We
we
are.
both can agree that what Daisy Jones did to Camila and Billy of breaking up their marriage, not totally, but she did cause a lot of harm, and she actually did hold their own baby. Why is it not okay for fictional characters to do that, but when it comes to Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater, it's okay to you? Because Ariana did hold their baby and say that she wanted her own one day. Not with David, apparently she was thinking about Ethan. And also, why would you be okay with Camila and Daisy arguing about this, but not the other two?
What do you mean? The other two being
The other two
Camila and Ethan?
No. The other two being Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater being okay with this.
Okay. Well, to unpack the Daisy Jones of it all, Daisy, when she first of all is not a major pursuer of this relationship.
I'm gonna interject here. I don't think that we should be talking about a show irrelevant to the case.
Got it.
Okay.
So if you have a response that is more relevant to Ariana Grande, that would be welcome. Or if you want to edit your question.
Just why do you feel why it's not okay for fictional characters to have this sort of situation, but when the situation is in real life, why is it okay?
Listen, I'm not saying it's okay. And also, I feel differently than you do, I think, about the Daisy Jones and the Six situation.
My
and that's where I
apologies.
was coming from.
My apologies.
But I think that it's just a complicated situation, and it would be dishonest for either of them to stay in the relationship when they were both feeling the way they did. Because clearly the relationship was at a point where it wasn't working anymore. I mean, they've been together for 10 years. People split up. Oh, and I think we're coming to
Yes, we are
close
coming
things.
to our closing statements. Each of you, if you would provide a brief concluding statement. Michelle, you will be up first as the prosecution.
Thank you. My closing statement is, although Ariana Grande is great as a musician and a business owner, what she provides in her music and speaks to the world and setting an example is just wrong. I think Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater could have handled this completely different. They could have, talked to their spouses first or done something else. But for the way that it came out and the way that they just laughed about it and with it and then created this hit song for it, I think it was just inappropriate and extremely wrong. And that is why I'm here today. Thank you.
Vince, as the defense, you will have the last word. Take the floor.
I'm gonna use the words of my fellow counselor. God knows. God knows what they talked about with their spouses. We don't know what conversations were had behind closed doors. We really can't talk about what went on between them. We don't know the full story, and it's frankly impolite to speculate. Sometimes people are at naturally colliding paths. We want to say that everyone can do good all the time, but life presents us with natural enemies, people that are impossible for us to get along with, people that are impossible not to have conflict with. And I think this is just one of those rough situationships. It's like two oceans crashing into each other. It's natural.
And with that, this court case will come to a close. Let's send it over to the jury, and let's see what they have to say about this case. And it appears that the jury has reached a split decision, and Ariana Grande is guilty by a vote of 2-1. And that court case, another split decision. Last semester's was also a split, and we have a 2-1. Ariana Grande, I hereby sentence you to 37 life sentences without the opportunity for parole.
Very good. Very good.
And as our court case comes to an end, so does this episode of Austin Underground. This week, we would like to congratulate our first new member of the week, Lucas. Congratulations. This court has ruled that you have been a very valuable addition to the team this semester, and we're all very happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Of course. And that brings an end to the episode. Thank you, everybody, to checking it out. And check us out on all of our socials, and we will see you next week. Have a great night, y'all.